The William R. Tolbert Joint Chambers of the Legislature, which is officially designated for joint sessions of both houses in the State of the Nation address, has become the primary office for numerous lawmakers advocating for the removal of various speakers. Currently, over 40 lawmakers utilize this space for their regular sessions. They have expressed a lack of trust in the leadership of Speaker J. Fonati Koffa. Consequently, they frequently convene in this chamber to deliberate on matters they perceive to be in the best interest of the country, including the removal of the speaker. The State Media Liberia brings perspective of legislative reporters about the removal proceedings of Capitol Hill.
It is a dialogue because the two groups, they are claiming legitimacy. Those who are opting for the removal of the speaker, they are saying they are in the majority, so they no longer want to sit under his gavel. They have passed a vote of no confidence in him. So as a result, then the rules say the simple majority can constitute quorum. They meet quorum, and of course they will be conducting the business of the House of Representatives. They are calling on the deputy speaker, who the law says can preside in the absence of the speaker, to come and preside over the session so that they can continue business. Then the speaker and his team, they are saying they are wrong. The speaker is here, he's not sick, he's not inept, he's present, he's alert, he's not disabled, and as such, he should preside. And if anybody wants to remove him, any group, they should meet the two-thirds, what the Constitution says and what their own rules say. It is because of that two-thirds, they impeach people, they impeach president. The Constitution says the president can be impeached. And the rules say the speaker should be removed by two-thirds vote. So why are you not going by the two-thirds? Simple majority constitute quorum, but you cannot remove speaker. Simple majority cannot even expel a member.
So my experience here at the time with Speaker Alex Starter, according to their rules, our speaker should be removed for a cause. And the resolution was drafted at the time, and it was even read in this chamber, the joint chamber of the House of Representatives or of the legislature. And my thing here is at the time, because in this building, speaker removal is politically and legally. So at that time, I think Tyler lost the political battle, for which he had options to pursue the legal battle, but he did not. So for their own rules says two-thirds, and two-thirds of 73 now is 49. So at the time they were proceeding in the joint chamber, the quote-unquote majority bloc were meeting in the joint chamber. So what I was told, what I was made to understand from one of the representatives at the time that I asked, he said the reason the government at the time was doing business with the quote-unquote majority bloc is because they had almost all of the quote-unquote leadership on their side, because they had the deputy speaker, the chair on executive, the chair on judiciary, and almost everybody in the leadership of the House of Representatives at the time, they were with the majority bloc. So that gave rise to the executive to do business with the majority bloc at the time that were calling for the removal of Alex Starter. The same with Honorable Koffa right now. So Koffa black, I want to do away with the black, but the members in the main chamber right now, Koffa has he has the executive with him, he has the foreign affairs with him, and he has almost everybody in leadership on that side. According to their rules, the minority can adjourn from day to day and compel. So he's using that compelling power now to compel the majority. So mind you, the law gives rights to the majority and also gives rights to the minority. The minority can adjourn from time to time, and then they can compel the majority to come to session.
He took the issue to the Supreme Court because the rules say when the minority is in chamber and they don't mean quarrel. They have the power to compel the majority to join them. Because I think that rule was crafted to address similar things like this. Sometimes the minority is right because the minority gather to the constituted area, the place they really they have the session, and it's being presided by the speaker, the deputy speaker, the sergeant at arms that is elected, the chief clerk that is elected. All of them in that chamber, that means it is legal. So if there's no majority and minority that are there, the law gives them the power to pass a motion, a singular motion to either adjourn or to compel.
The law provides a due process for any accused, but yet in the legislature, all those who have been accused by their colleagues and they've been calling for their removal, I have not seen the kind of due process that's required. What I have seen is that once the majority will prevails, automatically that speaker will be removed. Because the intent for this process is to undermine the legitimacy of the speaker. Because once the speaker cannot constitute a quorum, then he will not conduct the basis on behalf of the Liberian people. At the end of the day, maybe other powers will, demand that the speaker resign.
In the past, speakers have been coerced. You see, it sometimes comes from external forces. For example, the current speaker that we have today, the current speaker is a lawyer, and he's one of the best in the country. His whole life has been about. The reason I'm saying it to you is because in the past, like the last speaker that we removed at the start, I was still here. That fight lasted for a very, very, very long time, and too many things happened. For example, the entire government of Liberia begins right there on Capitol Hill. Now, what other Liberians are saying, if you listen to radio conversation, political engagement, will tell you that Speaker Koffa just resigned in the interest of the ordinary people because, number one, by next week we expect the national budget to be coming here. The budget will not be discussed. Other issues like the rectification, loans, you just name the rest of it to be coming right here. So people will say, in the interest of the country, so they can say you are holding the country hostage, just resign. And I had other speakers in the past, Eric Starler. In fact, I had him resign. He wasn't removed. It was due to pressure. The Liberia Council of Churches came in to talk to him. Women organizations, civil society organizations, they came to talk to him. That's exactly what we see happening here today.
Well, it's onto the last of the speaker to resign. Like Honorable Snow said, for me, I did not follow Snow's remover, but he said on the radio that he was pressured because he received calls from several individuals asking him to resign, and being at his age at the time, he said he was 36 and he was young, so he decided to listen to all of the calls that came in and he resigned. Same with Tyler, but this speaker now is saying he's going to hold on to the law. He's not going to resign.
And how things going, the speaker is a lawyer, and his character is at stake here. You know, he's not just being asked to step aside. His colleagues just passed the vote of no confidence in him. They came up with accusations, damaging ones. So if he just step aside of that and let it go, it will be like he will be giving in to what his colleagues said, the accusation leveled against him. He will be accepting that. So I think it's one of the issues. He being a lawyer, he has a feature. He has a feature as a politician. He has the feature as a lawyer. So I think he will be holding on to the rules the law that say 2/3, so that he can be given. Because when the 2/3 met, he will not just leave. He will come in. He will recuse himself, and then he will bring all the people will bring all the evidence. Then he will defend himself. It will be like a court. He will be given due process. He will defend himself, and then if his colleagues continue to hold on, continue to be adamant, they will vote now. If the vote reaches that 49, then he will leave. So I think that's what he wants.
But what I'm saying is that why, if you do not have the two-term, you do not have the 48 or 49 on your side, but you have at least more than 37, which calls for simple majority, why is spelled out in your rule for due process and also the constitution for due process, but the 37 says we're not going under the speaker's gavel because we lost confidence in him. So what can the speaker do if he goes to court? Because I'm saying this because my experience, their opinion on the docket. The Edison saga, Edison went to court. They court their rule and said the people should provide due process. On the other hand, your colleagues are legitimately elected lawmakers. We cannot impose speaker on them. That was a court opinion in the Edison case. So at the end of the day, he has to resign because he was not having that legitimacy as a speaker. Each time he comes to session, he cannot have a quorum. For the two of them broke away from the main chambers of the House of Representatives. They converged in the joint chambers. Because of that, Speaker Koffa could not the House could not conduct the session as required by law because they did not constitute the simple majority, the quorum. On yesterday, which was on Thursday, it was another session day. 42 of them conversed again in the joint chambers. So Speaker Koffa, who has the legitimacy as a speaker, who still has a gavel, who the executive, even the Senate recognized as the legitimate speaker, could not conduct the business of the day because he did not have the quorum. This fight, because to have 43 against you, to dissolve them in legislative fight, it's not a play. We follow here during early start time. We know what happened.
Yeah, so the majority bloc, the quote-unquote majority bloc, they know very well that if they go to the main chamber, that resolution will not get on the floor. The reason is it has not reached the 49. Resolution can only get on the floor when that resolution gets the 49 vote, the 49 signature. It has not reached. So they are afraid that when they go back to the main chamber, they will be under the gavel of the speaker. Because if they bring the resolution on to the chief clerk, it will not be qualified to get on the floor. So that's why. So because then they are in majority and they don't want a speaker and they have no means of removing him because they didn't reach the 49, they decide to put up this resistance to tell him to just step down like that. It's exactly what happened. So there can be no way that resolution will get on the floor when they join
Since this is the first, I don't know, I should say precedence case, because all of these did not happen at the time of Speaker Tyler's removal.
The Supreme Court can be the only, group or institution or body that can rescind the order of the president. If the president takes a decision that infringes on the right of ordinary people, they have the right to go to the court. And it's that court that can either undo or uphold it. The court has been talking in legislative matters. We all hear Representative Koluba has fled to that court several times, and the court can't shy away from performing its constitutional duty as being the final arbiter of justice. The court will rule. The court been ruling. The court been ruling in the executive case, like the commissioners of the LTA, when they felt that they were illegally being removed, they fled to the court, and the court told the executive through the Ministry of Justice that what you're doing to the people, it is wrong.
As the situation intensifies, many Liberian citizens have called for the restoration of order in the legislature to ensure the effective functioning of the government.